The financial community is taking notice of a recent announcement made by Bloomberg. According to their predictions, XRP's value will go above $60,000. A Bloomberg advisor made this audacious claim comparing XRP to the Bitcoin of the banking sector. The business analysts at Bloomberg have approved of this conjecture. Thus, we're not merely making assumptions. This is supported by information from a reliable source. There is growing interest in XRP's possible value increase to an incredible $60,000. This follows Ripple's public announcement of their goal to establish XRP as the preferred cryptocurrency in the banking industry, similar to what Bitcoin is in the wider market. These are not casual remarks or hearsay. On live television, a Bloomberg advisor has publicly acknowledged them. Furthermore, the recent collaboration between Ripple and ISDA, the International Swaps and Derivatives Association, is revolutionary. They intend to use the XRP ledger to process transactions totaling an astounding $1.2 quadrillion. To manage such volumes, a basic price of about $10,000 per XRP could be required. In today's feature-rich film, we will go deeply into all of these changes. Greetings from the PepoCoin channel, your go-to resource for anything XRP. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to become a member of our community before we dive in. Additionally, after we reach 60,000 members, we will launch an incredible XRP giveaway. 3 straightforward actions make it easy to put your hat in the ring. Thus, be sure to do all of that. To guarantee your place, leave a money-related hashtag in the comments. The focus of today's movie is the commotion that Bloomberg has generated by speculating that XRP might reach an incredible $60,000 in an exceptionally short period of time. The groundbreaking idea that Ripple is establishing important collaborations across the institutional and financial landscapes is where we're starting. We discussed the International Swaps and Derivatives Association, or ISDA, and Ripple's ambitious aim to manage more than $1.2 quadrillion earlier in this video. However, as we have mostly concentrated on changes in North America and Europe, that is only the beginning. But Ripple's impact goes well beyond these areas. Africa is one continent where Ripple is making great progress, so we shouldn't ignore it. Ripple wants to transform cross-border payments into Africa in partnership with Onfric, is expected to ease trade between Africa and a number of other important areas. Imagine smooth cross-border payments using Ripple's platform not only inside Africa but also between the nations of the Gulf Cooperation Council, the UK and Australia. We're here to examine all of these fascinating advancements in today's action-packed film, which focuses on the unprecedented degree of global financial integration. Let's explore this intriguing subject in more detail. The possibility of Bitcoin, and more significantly, XRP surpassing Bitcoin, has been frequently mentioned by Bloomberg, a significant participant in financial news. This is not a novel story, rather it is a recurrent theme, particularly when it comes to their mention of XRP's $60,000 price point. This isn't new news, despite what some people may believe. This kind of speculation has been observed previously. One notable example is the confirmation by Bard. Forbes, another major player in the financial news space, once wrote a piece titled "The New Bitcoin is XRP," and it's headed to $59,472. Interestingly, this piece was removed just minutes after it was published. There is more to this information than hearsay. A number of AI systems, such as Chat and GPT, have confirmed it. The alignment in these studies is very notable. Both the now-defunct Forbes article and the Bloomberg research identify a similar trend for XRP, one that raises the possibility that it may not only compete with but even overtake Bitcoin. This is noteworthy, particularly in light of Bitcoin's historic top of about $60,000. The combination of these opinions from reputable financial sources gives the debate over XRP's potential worth a fascinating new dimension. Investigating the underlying causes of these audacious forecasts is crucial. Why are reputable financial sites like Forbes and Bloomberg, while Forbes is just mentioning it briefly, predicting such a huge increase for XRP? Well, this is more than just conjecture. It's an indication of the increasing trust in the market for digital currencies, and more especially in XRP's possible contribution to it. Understanding XRP's distinct place in the ecosystem of digital currencies is crucial. In contrast to Bitcoin, which is frequently regarded as a store of wealth and a digital gold, XRP is establishing itself as a cross-border transaction facilitator, with collaborations and technological innovations focused on accelerating, lowering, and improving international transactions. This is particularly pertinent in the globalized world of today, when global banking and trade are essential. Additionally, XRP's technological foundation, which is backed by Ripple's blockchain technology, is built for speed and scalability, which helps to overcome some of Bitcoin's drawbacks. Because of this, XRP is a desirable choice for financial organizations trying to optimize their processes as well as for private investors. Therefore, when we see forecasts of XRP hitting or beyond $60,000, it's more than simply a figure. It's a representation of the possible influence and worth that XRP might have on the world financial system. It's about viewing XRP as a tool that can revolutionize the financial industry, rather than merely another cryptocurrency. It's obvious that XRP is an important player to keep an eye on as we continue to observe the development of digital currencies. A vibrant future for XRP is depicted by the convergence of perspectives from Forbes and Bloomberg, as well as by Ripple's technological innovations and business alliances. The trend we are seeing in the financial news industry must be emphasized, especially in light of the Forbes story about XRP that was verified by a prohibited AI. Despite being briefly published, this story was swiftly taken down. This is not a singular occurrence. We've noticed a pattern whereby financial news organizations with strong ties to business elites publish groundbreaking stories regarding cryptocurrencies like XRP, only to quickly retract them. The motives for these abrupt deletions and the ensuing quiet are called into doubt. Forbes is not the only company experiencing this behavior. We're witnessing a similar circumstance with the Bloomberg advisor's XRP statement. It seems as though there is a deliberate attempt to minimize or even silence this information, even though it has been broadcast and confirmed. Public access to reports and articles about XRP is being restricted, establishing a system of concealment and repression. It's impossible to avoid wondering what goes on behind the scenes. Why is there a reluctance to maintain these XRP-related conversations in the public domain? BlackRock's filing of the iShare XRP Trust ETF is a perfect illustration of this. This was a big step. However, it didn't get the recognition it merited. It should make headlines that such a large financial institution is embracing XRP, but this pattern of quiet and withdrawal is overshadowing it. There are more questions than answers with this practice of hushing up and erasure. What effects do these activities have? Why is so much effort being made to keep the public in the dark about these important developments in the cryptocurrency space, particularly with reference to XRP? A number of confirmations on BlackRock's engagement with XRP have come in, but these stories have been abruptly rejected as untrue. This is an intriguing development. This is in spite of unambiguous confirmation from reliable sources, including as the news page of the Delaware state government, which explicitly mentioned that a BlackRock advisor filed an XRP ETF trust vehicle. Everyone could see the evidence, but soon after, we witnessed these confirmations being withdrawn. Think about this. Eric Blinch, a Bloomberg analyst, first tweeted that BlackRock's decision to register the iShares XRP trust was legitimate. This was an important admission, but in a perplexing turn of events, he later withdrew it and declared it to be untrue. These inconsistencies are not coincidental. It appears that a deliberate attempt is being made to minimize BlackRock's involvement in XRP in order to give the impression that major financial institutions such as JP Morgan and BlackRock are not really interested in this coin. But the reality appears to be completely different. According to a report we found on October 17, 2023, BlackRock and JP Morgan have been covertly amassing XRP, dedicating a substantial 7.5% of their entire wealth to this virtual currency. This is a significant discovery that runs counter to the popular narrative. I'll see you all tomorrow. Please keep in mind that I do not hold a financial advisor license. These videos only contain content that is meant to be entertaining. Before making any financial decisions, I always advise viewers to do their own research and speak with experts. I really appreciate you listening. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. To be the first to know when I release new stuff, be sure to enable the alerts. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Be careful.